Hey folks, it's a beautiful day. Just considering what the future holds. What does it look like under yes vote? What does it look like for the union to serve you under a yes vote, under the new contract? And this has been inspired by the president of the Royal City Local, Brooke, because what I read was a lot of her emotional impact, but a lot of other things that I just haven't been able to process. We've been very busy. The realization that I'm riding the fine edge of burnout. But that's the point. The point of Canada Post's plan is to burn us all out. Burn us out and burn it down. That's the plan, right? So enjoy your weekend. Take the time off. Try not to think too much about it. Monday comes soon enough. But some of the things we need to talk about are like, what does it look like at work under the new system? And some of the ideas that she put forward would be like the member saying, hey, I'm being load leveled every day and I'm near exhaustion, but others aren't being load leveled. Well, what am I going to tell you? There's no standard for your work. So I'm going to say things like, it's kind of how it goes now. If you don't like it, maybe you could transfer to a different facility. Maybe they won't bother you there. But do your 8 hours and go home. I hope they aren't giving you 2-4s for that. I hope that you've been documenting how many points of call you've been delivering so that you can defend yourself when that comes around. Right? Or how about those people who have used the overtime to get by, to pay for their families hockey, to get groceries, to do whatever. Well, there's no overtime anymore. So what am I going to tell you? Overtime is a privilege, not a right. I'm sure you're going to love to hear that from me. How about dynamic routing while you're waiting around for your manager to figure out what it is you're supposed to be doing during your day every morning? Well, what am I going to say to that? There is no standard under the new system for how you're supposed to do your job. There'll be no departure time. There'll be no time you're going to get your keys. There'll be none of that. Right? Also, like, are we going to need to change the way the local works? And maybe this should have been done before. I don't know. But as we now have weekend workers, does that mean that we're going to need to separate the office up so that we work on, well, we know one person works on the Saturday and the other person works on a Sunday? Maybe that's something we should have done years ago. I don't know, because we've always had plant workers. But either we're going to have to hire another officer part-time for the weekend, or we're going to have to reduce the amount of service that you guys get out of the office by spreading it out over 7 days instead of 5. And people are going to blame the union for that. Well, but blaming the union is blaming yourself, because you are the union. These demands have been made by you. They've been created by you, voted on by you, and ratified by you. And by voting yes, you are throwing that all away. How about our pension fund? When we replace all our workers with part-time workers, who's going to pay the pension fund? Because part-time workers only pay the hours that they work. Right? And they're not going to replace one full-timer with 2 part-timers. They're going to replace them with whatever they need, 1.5 part-timers. Who's going to pay for that, right? So I could see the decline of our pension over the years. And all those people who are on the pension, I don't know if they're protected. I've never looked into it. They could also be on the hook for it. They're just draining the funds out of it until it's gone. And then one of our members who just retired might run out of pension funds when they're 80. I don't know. I am not a banker. That's beyond me at this point. Something I'll have to investigate further. It's been a request that people have had of me, but I haven't been able to find any reports on what happens when a pension goes from full-time employees to part-time employees. Just little bits here and there where they talk about transitioning and the damage that it does. So we're one of the few places that has a defined benefit pension plan. For all of its flaws, or some people say it's not enough money or what have you, it continues until the day you die. Unlike other pension plans where you just run out of money and then you're just on old age security, that's a massive benefit that we'll start losing if you vote yes, because part-timers are not going to pay for that. Over the course of your career, hell, I came out of the private sector, and 3 weeks of vacation was kind of unheard of for me. 4 weeks of vacation? That's my joke, is that I can't leave because I've got 4 weeks of vacation now. 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, and then pre-retirement leave. You're not getting that elsewhere. Not for the employment standard that you enjoy for your education level. You're not getting that. There are endless benefits that you get that you may not have taken advantage of. You may have taken advantage of. Some of those benefits have gone in to become law. I honestly cannot think of a reason why to vote yes. And I understand that my perspective is a perspective that is union-friendly, union-centric, that I'm very well informed, that it is my job to be informed, to try and share that information with you. But there is so much information that it's almost impossible to. If you watch the other TikTok videos I have, that gives you some key to it. There's lots of people talking about things. There's lots of communication. We got our weekly mail outs. We got our weekly email. We've got union boards. We've got a Facebook page, an official one and an unofficial one that I frequently put the the bulletins from our national office up on there. I answer questions on TikTok, on YouTube, on our Facebook page. We've got WhatsApp groups. We've got Signal groups. I'm not in all of them, but that's because there's so many of them that there's no way I could manage it. There's just no way that I could manage it. That would be a full-time job. I do my best to answer things clearly, and I try not to, sugarcoat it from the union side and cover it in poop from the company side. I try to tell you what it actually says. So the vote's going to start on Monday, and the recommendation from our national office is a no. The recommendation from our regional office is a no. The recommendation from our local office is unanimously a no. I'm just not sure about the unanimous of the other side, probably. There are over 100 locals across the country that are recommending no, who have had a vote about it. The list continues to grow. If you're uncertain, you should probably go with the educated opinion of the people who are on your side. The company is not on your side. If you're a no vote, I'll see you there. If you're a yes vote, I'd ask that you question why. What is it that you're voting yes to? Are you voting yes because of fear? There's nothing wrong with fear. Fear is an important emotion. It's there to protect us. But a lot of times fear is also a way to interfere with our lives, because what are we afraid of? We're usually afraid of a lack of knowledge. So if you think that Canada Post jobs are all going to evaporate as soon as we say no, that's not true. The Canada Post Act requires the mail is delivered Monday to Friday. Although that does not 100% guarantee your job, it does guarantee that the mail is going to continue to be delivered. Our job security provisions that were hard fought kind of guarantee your job. If you're voting because the company isn't making any money, well, the company's doing fine. It's just that it's spending too much money on capital investments. And I know I've hammered on about this forever, but this is an entire plan. Like, they hired a bunch of new executives, and those executives a lot of them are out of the States, and they're union busters. And that's what they're trying to do, is break the union. Without us, prices go up for everyone, for everything, for everybody, everywhere. So I just need you to be brave. I need you to be strong. I need you to have courage. And if you don't know how to vote, I would recommend that you vote no, because that's what the people around you are asking you to do, the people who are educated in the subject. And don't not vote, because not voting might as well be a yes. All right? Have a good night.